Incorporated.
It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning in yet again to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. If you're finding me on the air for the first time, just want to let everybody know that I'll be on here weekdays at 8 a.m. promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy. I want to take a minute to direct you over to my website, tampabayradio.com, where you can find past shows of That Business Show, and also my prior show, the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show, which aired for about a year and a half. And also you can find all of my property listings over there, as I am also a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker, specializing in the sale of bank-owned properties. So a lot to look at over at tampabayradio.com, and including a lineup of upcoming guests coming up this week. Got a great all-star cast coming in, and so you can catch that each and every week over again at tampabayradio.com. In studio with me, the lovely co-host Stella Giudicelli, as always. How are you doing today, Stella?
The lovely Stella Giudicelli.
I think I mispronounced your name.
Oh, no, you're pro.
I think I just said Giudicelli, or so I kind of cut that off.
The only thing wrong you're doing is you're not singing.
Yeah, how does it go again?
Giudicelli.
Giudicelli. The French.
You.
My brain does not interpret the French language properly. Like I said, you tried to get me to say that happy birthday to your mother that one day, and I couldn't even understand what you were saying.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with whatever I had said. That was funny.
Yeah, my brain just does not interpret language. I dated a Spanish girl for 12 years. Never learned any Spanish. Took 2 years of the stuff in high school, and I can't speak Spanish at all.
At least your brain can understand numbers and real estate, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm a very logical, linear thinker. Anything abstract, artistic, that's not me. So, but anyways, got a great lineup in studio today. Our guest for the show today, Rob Ledford, managing partner over at Baker Berrios architectural firm, and also Mark Sharp with the Tampa Innovation Alliance. And let me go and introduce him and bring him in. Rob Ledford, again, managing partner of Baker Berrios Architects in Tampa, and Rob has been at the forefront in helping to foster the growth and development within Hillsborough County and Tampa architecturally, aesthetically, and economically. Under Rob's leadership, Baker Berrios has provided architectural and interior design for higher education, hospitality, multifamily, and corporate clients. Joined us in studio with us also Mark Sharp, currently the director of the Tampa Innovation Alliance, which is a partnership of the University of South Florida, Moffitt Cancer Center, Busch Gardens, and the Florida Hospital, which is a nonprofit association charged with promoting economic development and quality of life enhancements in the robust university area. Mark is also a former Hillsborough County commissioner and was chairman of the commission from 2013 to 2014. Gentlemen, both welcome to the show.
Thank you. Welcome.
So let's begin with Mark. I know you're a former Hillsborough County Commissioner, and now you're working with the Tampa Innovation Alliance. First of all, tell us more about what the Tampa Innovation Alliance is.
Well, the Alliance was formed back in 2011, and the driving force behind it really was the recognition that you have in the university area these amazing anchors, these institutions which are recognized around the world. But still, when you drive in or visit, you find it lacking. The development that connects these great institutions sometimes has fallen behind what you might expect. And so the partners, along with now the University Mall, they've joined and they're part of the executive group, and I'm glad to have Mr. Ledford and others as members of this alliance. And I want to give a shout out to Akash Patel, who I think everybody in this room knows, and half of Hillsborough County knows very well.
Yeah, Akash, PR firm over at Elevate Inc., great PR firm. But yeah, everybody seems to know Akash Patel.
But you know, Akash kind of reflects what I think is starting to happen in Tampa Bay. For the first time now, you've got folks, a lot of young folks from all over the region who want to make this place a better place to live, work, and play. Mm-hmm. You know, you go to the University of South Florida. I got my master's there. I think, Jamie, you said you studied there. I'm not sure.
Sure.
Okay, yep. So everybody's been to USF. Go Bulls. Yep. But when you graduate, you tend to leave. Mm-hmm. It's not the area where you want to stay, start a business. And so, you know, the thought is, with all the folks that go and visit that area on a daily basis, Busch Gardens draws in 4.5 million people a year. Mm-hmm. University of South Florida's got 42,000 students. Moffitt Cancer and Florida Hospital bring in thousands and thousands of people annually. So is there a way to make it a better place? can we take that area and turn it into something special so that it's recognized as being the center of innovation and creativity, but connected to our downtown and West Shore and all the other areas to the North Wesley Chapel. So that's my job in a nutshell.
Yeah, and I mean, we hear a lot about the development that's going on in South Tampa with Jeff Finnick's group and Channelside and everything. And until, I got you on the show and started looking at what you were doing, I hadn't heard about the Tampa Innovation Alliance and what was going on. So I'm very happy that you've come into the program today to talk about this, because it is a blighted area. I own a couple of condominiums up by USF. I spent 2 years there doing my college degree there, and I just don't understand. I mean, it's a 40,000 plus campus, but yet it doesn't have a college feel, and it's a very rundown area. I mean, do you have any ideas or input of what's lacking there? Why is the area just not developing the way it should?
Well, I've had some interesting conversations with individuals who've been involved with the institution, who helped to build the institution, and when the university was first built, it was a commuter school, and it was out miles from anything, and the development out there was kind of scattered shot. And so the idea, I think, was you go there, you visit, but then you leave. And as well, you had a lot of housing that kind of congregated in the area that, more low income. And for whatever reason, the development that we wanted to attract either went further north or stayed down to the south. And so there are a lot of reasons, and sometimes we all kind of scratch our head and go, how can an area with the anchors that we have be like this? And so everyone who lives there wants to make it better. The folks that work there want to make it better. But what I found is, even when you've got great players on a team, if they're not all working together, the team tends not to win. So what I found is that area's got great players, but we haven't played well together as a team. And so the county, and I was a member of the Hillsborough County Commission for 10 years, has said, we're going to play together as a team. We're going to work together. We're going to bring lots of resources to this area, but we're not going to waste those resources. We're going to bring them together in a focused way and come out with something that will be recognized globally. So people from all over the world will know, whether you're going there for your cancer treatment, you're going to Bird Alzheimer's, you're going to Pep and Heart, you're visiting the VA, you're going to the university, you're going to Busch Gardens, you're going to any other number of things which are right there in that area, you're going to a special place. And so Rob and others are going to help us build it.
Yeah, I want to go over here to Rob Ledford, managing partner of Baker Barriers. Now, you're also involved in the Tampa Innovation Alliance too, correct?
We are. We're recent members and happy to join Mark and obviously Akash, who's a big proponent for the area. We've done work on campus there. A lot of our students that come to us that are graduates of the university, which are a great farm for us. It's a great university for architecture. So we've got a lot of
What are some of the projects that's got your stamp in the area right now up there?
So up there we did the Joint Military Leadership Center, which is the ROTC Center, which was a joint between not just the college put money in as well, but also it was federally funded, so some grant money behind that, which was a great facility and done right on Maple, right down on campus.
And I think I saw that up on your website, right? Is that the one with where that houses the different athletic fields and everything?
This is the one. This is the one for the military. So this one has all the branches of the military, which was the first in the country, by the way, as a concept to bring all the ROTCs together under one umbrella instead of having individual facilities having one, which was nice.
All right, Mark. Now you also, being a former Hillsborough County Commissioner, was there some type of, how did the commission, view that area of Tampa? Was there a lot of, was there people wanting to put a lot of money and effort into there, or were they kind of focusing on other areas of Tampa?
Well, first I need to give a shout out to folks that I think have been very involved and instrumental in trying to make that place better. Now Commissioner Christ, former State Senator Christ, who helped to create the University Area Community Development Corporation, has been very involved in trying to improve the area. Lisa Monteleone, City Councilwoman, very involved in trying to make that a better area. So a lot of folks were committed, but I found that when I came to the board in 2004 and was beginning to sense that there was this movement afoot around the country to create these innovation zones, innovation districts. You were reading about them in places like St. Louis with the Cortex, or Philadelphia with and Atlanta. Orlando is doing some really interesting work, but all over the nation. I asked, okay, what are we doing in our university area to try to attract attention? What I would kind of hear back was, well, that's the city. That's really not our issue. That's the city's area, and it almost like that was the city's problem to deal with, not opportunity. And when we and the governor at the time, Jeb Bush, was very active in trying to attract life science research facilities from around the globe to come to Florida. Scripps came, Torrey Pines, Burnham. I joined a number of organizations. The Chamber was helping to lead some of this, but also other forces, later the EDC. We were looking, going, well, then what could we do to attract them to our area? And where would be the natural location? Well, the university area. And so over time, the thinking evolved from, wow, that's a problem, which I just don't ever... I still can't understand how you can look at a university and a great entertainment venue and all that else is sitting right there and think it's anything other than gold. But there was this kind of like, well, we're focusing on other places. Now the focus has shifted. And you've got, the chambers and others recognizing it's a great area, but we also know there's a lot of work to be done. And so, you've seen an evolution in thinking at the county and city as well.
Now, how does the Tampa Innovation Alliance work? This is a network of businessmen or different funding sources. In a nutshell, how is the structure? What is the Tampa Innovation Alliance?
And that's my job. I'm building the structure. I was hired full time in November of 2014. So while it's been around for a while, it really hasn't been as involved as it could and will be. When they asked me, I said, look, I'm going to run hard, like a sprint, and we're going to grow the membership. It had been 4. We added 5, and now we've got lots of members. Yeah,
I'm over at your website, which is tampainnovation.com. So people that want to get involved in this can head over to the website. I'm just looking at some of the benefits and trying to get a feel for this new organization. But we're going to take a quick break. Coming back from the break, we'll be talking more with Mark Sharp and Rob Ledford. And if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
iMortgage Tampa appreciates and supports all veterans and their families. And as a thank you for your service, they have some unique products specifically for veterans. These programs include 100% cash-out loans, renovation loans, and also a VA interest rate reduction loan. Please call them today at 813-523-4908. Again, that's 813-523-4908. Or online, search for iMortgage Tampa. iMortgage NMLS 174457. Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Programs and eligibility subject to programs and guidelines.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While a competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
This report is brought to you by iHeartMedia.
Looking for a way to increase your business? Ever thought about advertising on radio? iHeartMedia can customize a campaign to meet your specific needs. Call 844-BUY-RADIO. That's 844-BUY-RADIO. Or go to iHeartMedia.com.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, we have a serious crash in Pinellas County this morning on Park Boulevard eastbound, east of 49th Street, pretty close to 43rd Street. Looks like 2 right lanes are blocked here. Traffic is having to squeeze by in the far left lane. Also in Tampa, we still have a serious crash on 56th Street, southbound, south of Bush Boulevard near Puritan Road. A lane is still blocked here. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Udelwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
Clearing skies today, but it will be windy and cooler with a high of only 62. Tonight, mostly clear and chilly, a low of 43. Then tomorrow, we bounce back a bit with sunny skies and a high of 67.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hey everybody, thanks for staying tuned in to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. You're going to find this show on weekdays at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ, and take a moment to learn more about my show over at TampaBayRadio.com. Some of the upcoming guests we got this week, tomorrow, Jody Agard, relationship coach. That one's going to be a fun show, bringing in my ex-fiance to kind of play around a little bit and get some coaching on that.
So we're going to use you as guinea pigs.
Yeah, me and Marilyn. I just hope she can get here on time. She can never get to anything on time, man. You know, that's we fight all the time. Don't even get me started. I started talking about her.
Fight number one the previous day.
Yeah, she came in the office yesterday to get some help, and we sat there and argued the entire time. So
it'll be entertaining. You guys were
entertaining.
very entertaining.
Yeah, I know we keep you entertained. We keep everybody entertained, and so she'll be in studio tomorrow. We got Jody Agard, relationship coach, and she's also going to be announcing the launch of her new book tomorrow. Also, we're going to be hearing from Tampa Mayor Bob Buckhorn tomorrow. He's going to be giving us a call, and we're going to be talking about what's going on in Tampa, especially in downtown. I know he's very excited about Channel District, and so he'll be talking with us tomorrow as well. Thursday, we're going to be talking with Dr. Carrie Elk. She's with mental health, and she has a PhD in human sciences from Florida State University. So a great entrepreneur right there, talking all about her business, the Elk Institute. And we're also going to be hearing from Malcolm Tennant, Access Reverse Mortgage, expert contributor to the show. He's going to actually be in on Friday. Now, he was going to come in on Thursday, but we're going to see Malcolm Tennant in studio today. A lot of stuff going on in the reverse mortgage market, some deadlines coming up that everybody needs to be aware of. So if you're in there considering a reverse mortgage, head over to accessreverse.com and catch up on that, and give Malcolm a call, because you're running up against some deadlines, and there's some important information you need to know. And of course, we're going to hear from Jim Yeager and Company on Thursday's Remodeler's Corner, a feature every Thursday at 8:30. And we got a gamer in on Friday, Rupert Megnot of Burnout Game Adventures. That's going to be an exciting conversation. He builds games for all the different systems, and he's been in the business for quite a long time. He's actually writing a book on the topic as well. So very exciting.
You mean
lineup.
video games?
Video games, all that stuff. Yeah, he designs games, and quite an interesting character. So he's going to be in studio with us on Friday. So I'm sure we'll be reliving some of the old days of the Nintendos and PlayStations and all that stuff.
I had have some questions for Mark, actually. Mark, you say you were hired. Who are you hired by?
I was hired by the four at the time. And by the four, I mean, again, Busch Gardens, Florida Hospital, Moffitt, and USF. They approached me and said, look, we've been an organization, a 501c6, for a number of years, but it hasn't moved. And for a number of reasons. There's a lot of history. But would you be interested? And it was exactly the type of thing I wanted to do. And so when I came on board, I did some part-time work, just kind of analyzing all the master plans that were out there, but started officially November 18th of 2014.
Okay, and then you were saying that your mission, if I understand, is to turn what we have right now into something special. What is that something special? What's your vision?
Well, you know, when I talked to them, they said what we've kind of discussed here briefly, which was we have special partners today in the area, but it's still that place that you want to go to and then leave quickly. It's not the place where you go and you linger. You go over and you visit Busch Gardens, and maybe you decide to stay for dinner or perhaps the night and stay for a couple of days. Wow, what if we could have folks who would go into the university area and want to stay? What a benefit that would be to the local businesses, who right now don't really benefit a lot from all the folks that flow through. Yeah. People flow through and leave.
And I want to come back over here to Rob, because I know your group, Baker Barrios, is involved in a project in Orlando, Creative Village, kind of similar, I think, something maybe to the Encore concept and everything. And you want to bring that kind of same live, work, play atmosphere to the university region too. Elaborate a little bit more on this for us.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity. You've got college students who obviously have lots of energy. There's lots of things they want to do, but you have businesses that are looking to harness the new technology and people who are up to date with the technology. and it's a great opportunity for live, work, to have a lifestyle where you're not having to get into a car and travel places. You can go downstairs for dinner. We're talking about the opportunity maybe not to be in the party atmosphere, but to have a lifestyle where you can go to work, learn, play. The dinner scene is something not just having to get in a car and drive to the mall to go someplace, but you have the opportunity to have all that together in one location. So the ability to have technology as an overlay, have people in different income levels in the same community. You get some great ideas that really happen there that feed off of areas that don't really feed off of suburbia. So, it's an opportunity to kind of rebrand that whole entire area and really to pour back into what's already there. You have employers there who are looking for lots of employees, quite frankly, Moffitt and the hospital, and are looking for those kind of people who have skilled training. Obviously, the medical technology is growing and changing between legislation, just between advances in technology. So those people who have those skill sets aren't older individuals and not an older workforce. It's very much a younger workforce, and those people are looking for that sort of lifestyle, which is literally different. The mayor talks all the time about not wanting to lose people to cities that are offering that now. We work with federal government to put in some of that infrastructure, but then the local government and the local administration have to have a buy-in, and we've got that here. I think with the county and the city, I think there's starting to be a really mass of pressure behind that to get that to roll out in the Alliance area, which we're excited about. We think it's a great opportunity for us as a business that does built environment, but also to put a stamp on it. I think Mark in the past has talked about some of the opportunities to have sort of the whole Alliance innovation sector really infill what's needed to incubate businesses that grow. And I think without that, you have an exodus of young talent. We don't want to see that. We want to keep that talent here.
Is there a plan that's been put into place for the area yet, or is there still a lot of people coming together right now to kind of spill their ideas and stuff? So tell me a little bit about what's happened so far.
Well, that's that. I have got a number of missions. Mission number one: grow the Alliance. So not just having 4, but having a number. And so we brought in a large number of new partners from Fifth Third Bank. They were one of the first to join up. Temple Terrace joined just recently. Florida Blue, like I said, Mr. Ledford, many others. So and the mall has become a major partner, and they've joined at the executive level with the top 4. And that's great because the University Mall used to be a place where folks would love to go. Mm-hmm. And you drive by there now, and it's kind of sad to see what's happened. And that happens in life. I mean, things age, and if you don't keep up, you find that, there are other places to go and do stuff. So the mall now, they're going to become a vibrant center and a place where, and I think also related to and integral to what's going on at the university. But what Rob kind of touched on, this whole thing about the millennials. Great new book by Enrico Moretti, The New Geography of Jobs. Really an awesome kind of examination of what's going on. And what caught me when I picked up the book several years ago is that I looked at the cover and saw all these big dots where young millennials, want to go. And what I didn't see was a dot anywhere in Florida, or I'm trying to think maybe even south of Atlanta. We never warrant the dot. I mean, when you look at, where's the dot for venture capital? Well, you can look to the West Coast, you can look up to the Northeast. Where's the dot for that millennial talent that our Mayor Buckhorn talks about a lot? You don't see Tampa. But if you go to our colleges or you go to our high schools and you talk to the kids, what you realize is we've got amazing talent. They are incredible. But are they leaving? Are they going someplace else when they graduate? So we want to keep them here.
Yeah, I mean, so what is the first focus on? I mean, we're going to be focusing on transportation also into the area. Is there plans for that, or are we just looking at business development in the area?
Transportation will be integral to what we're trying to do. But we're growing the organization. We're building out a plan. We invite people to join because what you're seeing now is the plan being put together. And just as you heard from Mr. Vinnick downtown, there's a lot of community involvement. There's going to be an awful lot of community involvement in the university here. We're not going to be dictating to people. It's going to be a plan that the community helps build.
All right. Well, very excited to learn more about that. Got to head into another quick break here, but we're talking with Mark Sharp of the Tampa Innovation Alliance and also Rob Ledford of the Baker Barris architectural firm. And if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. We'll be back in a moment.
I'm with David Graham, host of 970 WFLA's Guaranteeing Your Retirement, heard every Sunday at 9 and also Wednesdays at noon on 1250 WHNZ. David, on your show, you describe the challenges that baby boomers now face when planning their retirement. What should anyone facing retirement do now to ensure their hard-earned money will be there for them when they retire?
Jack, always remember that as you approach retirement, you can no longer make investing mistakes because we're simply running out of time. Never forget the rules of retirement investing. The first rule of investing for retirement: don't lose money. The second rule of investing for retirement: don't forget the first rule: don't lose money.
How can listeners schedule a free review of their 401k and retirement plans?
Well, you can call our office and schedule an appointment. Our number is 800-808-5009, or just go to our website. It's GrahamCapitalAdvisors.com. That's GrahamCapitalAdvisors.com.
Looking for high-quality supplements, a knowledgeable staff, and affordable prices? Visit Gulf Coast Nutrition, located in Palm Harbor at the corner of Alternate 19 and Alderman Road, in the Publix Shopping Plaza. You'll find all your favorite brands like Renew Life, Doctor's Best, Nature's Way, and many, many more. You'll also find your favorite sports nutrition supplements, all at competitive prices. Gulf Coast Nutrition offers nutritional lab testing and many physician brand supplements, such as Zymogen, that you won't find in other supplement stores. Be sure to sign up for the free rewards program, available in-store at the corner of Alternate 19 and Alderman Road, or online at GulfCoastNutrition.com. Call 727-754-2900. Ready for a healthier you? Listen to Gulf Coast Nutrition with Dr. V and Brenda B to find out what supplements may be right for you. Gulf Coast Nutrition with Dr. V and Brenda B. Every Tuesday from noon until 1 on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
This report is brought to you by iHeartMedia.
Looking for a way to increase your business? Ever thought about advertising on radio? iHeartMedia can customize a campaign to meet your specific needs. Call 844-BUY-RADIO. That's 844-BUY-RADIO. Or go to iHeartMedia.com.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, a very slow ride this morning on 275 southbound from I-4 to Howard, Armenia. Big delays on I-4 westbound from 301 all the way into 275. And we still have a serious crash in Pinellas County on Park Boulevard. It is eastbound, east of 49th Street, right at 43rd Street. Two right lanes are blocked. Only the left lane is open. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
Winds Weather Center forecast. Cold day coming up for the Bay Area. Windy conditions will just add to that with the high reaching into the low 60s. We do have the sunshine back for today and overnight lows into the mid 40s. Impact Radio 1250 WINS.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 WINS WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Thanks for staying tuned in here to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. You're going to find my show on here every weekday at 8 a.m. on 1250 WHNZ, and also you can learn more about my show over at TampaBayRadio.com. I'm currently in studio talking with Rob Ledford, managing partner over at Baker Berrios, and also Mark Sharp with the Tampa Innovation Alliance. And we'll come back over to Rob and talk a little bit more about, your influence behind your architecture. To me, architects are like an artist, meaning there is a style and motivation behind their designs and ideas. Do you and your firm have a signature style?
I think our firm is very much entrepreneurial. So we work on lots of different project types. So the product type sometimes dictates that. If you're working on a hotel that's a very much a one-off custom hotel in the middle of an older neighborhood, that's going to be different than a hotel you're doing in a theme park area or along the interstate. Same thing with commercial office buildings. If it's a corporate headquarters building, very much it's going to have a signature look to it. But architecture that's in the urban core, we are huge fans of the urban core projects and have done significant number of projects that really fit into the downtown core. And so you've got a lot of mixed opportunities there. So I don't know, we have a signature style. We might have some signature details that find their way onto projects occasionally that we're known for. But, from an overall standpoint, our firm has a pretty broad base of design. So anything from a Mediterranean hotel project to a very modern office building, we've kind of run the full gamut.
What's the history of the company? How long have you been operating in the area? And I think you're also in Orlando too. You mentioned that earlier. Tell me a little bit more about the history and the structure of your company.
Absolutely. Well, our partners, the founding partners, started the firm in 1993 in Orlando. I started the very next year, so I've been with the company 20 years. I know I don't look that old, but it's been a long time. We actually opened the office here in Tampa 10 years ago, so this is our 10th year of operation. And when I had the opportunity to pioneer a plot for Baker Barrios, Tampa was the first choice. Our firm very much, like I said before, is very entrepreneurial. We look at opportunities not just for the firm, but areas we think we can make a difference in. I was in New York for about 3 years working specifically at the U.S. Military Academy on projects where we filled a need that was necessary for the alumni. So it was, we've kind of pioneered those locations that we think are we can meet a need. Our firm motto is our business is service. We believe that we can deliver service. You can get in the architects in the phone book or online. There's lots of opportunities. We think we also bring a service component, and we think we set ourselves apart. A lot of times we say we're really blue-collar guys. We've worked with big-name architects, design architects that are world-renowned. We've been the production architect on those projects, and we've also been the design architects on a lot of projects. We just finished the $500 million Performing Arts Center in downtown Orlando, which is a signature place in the middle of downtown that we were a part of, and a part of that team. We weren't the lead architect, but we think we fit a role in a niche, and it's a service we provide. So we think that in a service also, as well as a venture approach, makes us a kind of a unique firm and offer that service. Because I think, a lot of architects you talk about, kind of artists and their style. I think there's always a signature piece that goes into some of the architects and stuff that they do, and they're known for that. But from our standpoint, we like being part of a team and bringing the client's vision forward. So, working with development deals, working with artists, working with Disney or Universal or, municipalities, all those higher ed projects, a lot of that we have a stamp on, we have a signature on, but it's also what their program and need is.
Yeah, I'm over at your website, which is bakerbarrios.com, just looking at some of the projects that you had done. I mentioned just kind of in passing at the start of the show there, but you just designed a large sports complex as well. Tell me a little bit more about that and where this is. That was pretty interesting on your website.
Yeah, we actually have like I said before, a very varied experience and a very wide berth of project types. Probably the ones you get to do that you get passionate about. Everybody has their own niche. Obviously, as a soccer player, I'm a huge sports fan. But specifically, we've done a number of sports projects that had some international flair to it. We just finished the expansion of Florida International University's stadium, which is pretty exciting because in dealing with that, one of the things we had to keep in mind was FIFA, the international soccer body. They host a lot of games there. So not only do they play American football, but they play world football. And so, it was one of the things you're designing to, and most American architects are thinking, college football, pro football. The field obviously is a different size for soccer, and there's different view corridors and different priorities. Rugby complex we did at West Point a number of years ago is a world-class, probably one of the best rugby facilities, definitely in this country, because there's not a lot of them, so we don't have a lot of competition. But those opportunities to work on those projects really, from a passion standpoint, comes out when you get the opportunity to work on those kind of projects versus, not that we're not passionate about the office building or the 2,000 square foot tenant we put into that office building. But those are the ones you really, when you get the chance to do those projects, I think there's always some.
Yeah, I know you're quite the soccer fan. I was over at a game with you. Was the Rowdies, right?
Yes.
I didn't even know that team existed. That shows you how popular soccer is in our region. Also, you told me this morning before coming in the show, you were playing soccer 5:30 in the morning. Yep. I mean, I can't even get up at that time. This is actually doing this show this time is a big change for me because people ask me, you sell so much real estate and you're doing all this, work. I mean, how do you find time? I was like, honestly, I slept till 9 o'clock every day. Yeah. Not that late, about 8 o'clock. But now it's just like I just got to get up earlier, take out some of my sleep time and do a little prep work and everything. But yeah, so I commend you for getting up so early and playing soccer and stuff. So did you play through college or anything, or is it just kind of a hobby for you?
I played club ball, high school and college. And when I got out of college, our firm had a couple guys international, a couple Egyptians, a couple guys from the Middle East, a couple Europeans, and so we actually formed a club team for the company and played in a lot of tournaments over in Central Florida throughout the I-4 corridor. And we play today. we actually started a business networking group as part of our soccer team because here in Tampa, where we've grown that to hundreds of people who are on that listing. Because again, you find people who love the sport or passionate about the sport. Used to be sort of under the radar. American football, baseball, basketball. No one talked about soccer. But I actually got an email yesterday from a company that they're advertising their new person who's just joined their company, and one of the top 3 blurbs. He has a history in poli-sci. He's a Florida State grad, and he plays soccer. I mean, that was pretty awesome. So yes, we had a good time at the Rowdies game. I hope you enjoyed that. Season ticket holder, come join me for another game because I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, it was interesting and it was fun too. I just had never heard of them. It just shows again how much enthusiasm we have about soccer in this area. So
Absolutely,
it opened me up to a new evening thing to do. And so, but is the season still going on? Where's their season run from?
So season starts. Preseason starts in a couple weeks. They're training now. In America, the season runs through the summertime, mainly because of schedules with other sports. But hopefully someday we'll change that. But yeah, season starts here in about a month and a half, and we're very excited. They're kind of rebuilding the entire organization. New head coach, new operations. Bill Edwards has done a great job really reinvesting and reinventing that whole entire division. And that's going to have a great, again, outcome on the St. Pete waterfront area. I think it's going to really change what's there now, which has kind of grown through the last downturn and continued to grow. We're seeing that continue to grow as the team is making an investment. They just built new fields for USF, but they're practice fields. I'm pretty passionate about soccer, probably more so than almost anything else. Yeah. So we're excited to see that, not just for the team, but also for our community.
Very nice. Let's go back over to Mark Sharp with the Tampa Innovation Alliance. Before the break, we're kind of touching on the subject of transportation into the university area and stuff. So what are some of the ideas and some of the challenges with regard to transportation in that area?
I think the transportation, not just in that area, but in all of Tampa Bay region, is that we haven't invested what we need to invest to make it work. We grew so fast as a community. We sprawled out. That's kind of the development patterns that we have. As Rob had indicated in the past, many folks wanted to kind of live in that, have the big house, the big yard, live in a subdivision. That was the American dream. The challenge was the jobs were nowhere near where you lived. And then the young folks that were coming up were like, I want to live near my work. I want to be able to go to the Starbucks and then hang out. And that requires a different type of transportation network, and it requires transit. And we just haven't been very good at investing in it. We gave it the bare minimum. I mean, I hear people talk about, well, I look it out and see all these buses and they're empty. Well, that's what happens when you underinvest in your bus system and you only have 165 buses for 1,000 square miles, when other jurisdictions of similar size or even smaller have 1,000 buses in their inventory, and so they can have the frequency you need in order to get people to ride the bus and use it the way it could be used best. And even still, with that, Hart, which is our bus carrier, has been setting records with bus ridership. So we know people want transit. That area desperately needs it. Our goal is that when you fly in to Tampa Bay and you want to go to the best healthcare centers in the world, you'll visit that area, but you might not have to bring your car. Maybe you go to the VA and you use transit. You go to the university. Gosh, they'd love to not have to bring a car. Ask Rob, how much does it cost to build a parking garage? It's a lot of money.
Yeah, You're talking $18,000 a stall for one that the city's going to accept. So, and the maintenance and the upkeep on the car and what it does. So, being able to have a walkable society, it's a great opportunity to build that into the design.
Yeah, what a waste! I mean, when you think about what we waste in space with parking. I mean, look what happened to downtown. Now, the parking was just flat, horizontal parking, but all that parking around the arena. I think, Mr. Vinnick, to his credit, looked and said, that looks like the lunar landscape. There's nothing here. We need to have stuff. But that means you've got to still figure out a way to get in, so you have vertical parking garages, or you have transit where you don't even have to bring your car. Then you can come in, hang out, have a good time, maybe have something to drink, and not drive. That's the idea. And with this new move towards autonomous vehicles and such, I think you're going to find that we're going to be moving differently. Not everyone's going to want to own or can afford to own 2 or 3 cars. It's not very practical even. So, we want to create an environment in that area where you can get there using transit. And when you get there, I'm hoping that with rideshare and all the other technologies that are out there, you'll be able to move around quickly, fast, without even thinking about it, and not have to wonder, where am I going to park my car, but focus on why you're there.
So your first priority then in improving the transportation is focusing on our bus lines first, correct?
Oh, absolutely. I think it takes so long to do the fixed transit takes a long time, and I think right now one of the priorities I really think that you're going to see from the leadership group at the county, they're focusing on if you're thinking fixed transit, how might you link the airport and our West Shore to downtown? That's going to be very important.
Yeah, and we've also seen a lot of development, going on the interstate and stuff, and then in the downtown, and they're finishing up in the university area, and I live up in the Lutz area and stuff. So that addition right there is helping out a lot. Do you think we'll see any type of train system or anything in the future down the road, or is that something that's just too hard to develop?
No, it's not too hard. I mean, others have done it. We can do it. I think the challenges are high. How we're going to pay for it's going to be an issue. We had one referendum in 2010. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, we failed." Most referendums when you try don't work the first time or a second time, perhaps. You just got to, you try and try again, and so I'm quite confident that with the right plan, we just have to be smart. We can't try to bring another city to Tampa. We're not going to be New York or Washington, or San Francisco or whatever it might be. So we have to be Tampa Bay, and we have to recognize there's a lot of folks who live in our county who live to the eastern part of the county who might not use transit. So let's build a transportation plan that fits them. And that's going to be the challenge, and I'm hopeful that we'll have something in 2016.
That sounds like a lot of great information here. Got to take a quick break, but if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
iMortgage Tampa appreciates and supports all veterans and their families. And as a thank you for your service, they have some unique products specifically for veterans. These programs include 100% cash-out loans, renovation loans, and also a VA interest rate reduction loan. Please call them today at 813-523-4908. Again, that's 813-523-4908. Or online, search for iMortgage Tampa. iMortgage NMLS 174457. Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. Programs and eligibility subject to programs and guidelines.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
This report is brought to you by iHeartMedia.
Looking for a way to increase your business? Ever thought about advertising on radio? iHeartMedia can customize a campaign to meet your specific needs. Call 844-BUY-RADIO. That's 844-BUY-RADIO. Or go to iHeartMedia.com.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, heavy delays continue this morning on I-4 westbound from 301 all the way into 275. Plus, there is a crash on the westbound side of I-4 at Orient Road, but that is all off to the side. Have a serious crash in Pasco County on State Road 54 eastbound at Sun Lake Boulevard. The left lane is blocked here. And still have a serious crash in Pinellas Park on Park Boulevard eastbound at 43rd Street. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line, 866-545-9595.
Clearing skies today, but it will be windy and cooler with a high of only 62. Tonight, mostly clear and chilly, a low of 43. Then tomorrow, we bounce back a bit with sunny skies and a high of 67.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Hello, everybody, and thanks for tuning in yet again to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. You can learn more about my show over at my website, tampabayradio.com. Currently talking with Mark Sharp of the Tampa Innovation Alliance and Rob Ledford, managing partner over at Baker Berrios firm. And Stella, you had some interesting points that you were talking about off the air for just a minute.
Right. What I understand Mark and his team are trying to do is a community living close to each other where it feels good to stay and live together. Now, I've picked South Tampa because I found that this is where I had the energy that I needed, and also being European, I like to walk to places, so my office is a 30-second drive from where I live. Grocery store is just behind me, Starbucks, Hyde Park Village, just everything's very close. And so I know that, this is a place where people work, play, and live. And so I'm looking at South Tampa, and I'm looking at the area that you want to develop, and I can't quite envision like what's missing there to create that place where people where they actually want to live, stay and live.
Well, what's exciting is that what we're bringing to the Alliance Group are people like Rob. I mean, I look at the work that Rob's done, and it's I was just blown away by the vibrancy and the livability of the projects that they were bringing to bear in places like Orlando and other areas. And so, when we look at the South Tampa area you're talking about, when you drive down Howard Swan and you see that vibrant community, it's a lot of young people. And I would bet you that some of them are going to college, some of them just graduated from college. So, and many of them may have gone to UT, who knows. But look at the university area. When you got 42,000 students in that area, that is right there a good base to work with. And so I think what we're talking about, and we'll be bringing in the experts who will help us to develop the plan. And we hope by October, we're planning a dinner on the 23rd of October to be able to kind of showcase some of the ideas. But what we're talking about probably be rentals and condos in areas near where people will be studying or working in that university area. And so, we're going to, but, I'll tell you what, again, look at Temple Terrace. Temple Terrace is a hidden gem. I drove it with the mayor and their city manager and thought, wow, look at what they're building. They're building a live, work, play environment. They've got their own downtown development that, it struggled a little bit, but, who didn't during the down times, but now they're picking right back up, and it's exciting. And so, and that's only 0.4 miles from the university. So I could imagine that you might even have a lot of folks saying, you know what, I'm going to be studying for 4 years. I might live in the Temple Terrace area. Who knows? And so we're not going to tell people where they have to go, but I think what you're seeing now is that our partners and those who are joining are going to come out with some really cool ideas, and a large part of that will be the apartments and the condos that you'll need to have newer, fresh, with a BurgerFi next door. I mean, not that we have BurgerFi, but boy, doesn't that look cool? I'd love to have something like that.
Right, and so just as a point of reference, I would think that you're not going to do exactly the same as Hyde Park Village and the Soho, Swan area, but as a point of reference, do you have any projects to do something similar?
Well, I mean, if you look at like the West Chase Village area, West Chase is a really interesting development. If you go to, we've been focusing, I've been looking at places like the Cortex, which is in St. Louis, which is a development around Washington University and their hospital at WashU. Awesome development, really exciting. They're doing it again in places, Austin's got a really cool live, work, play environment. It just happened. There are some places like ours where we're going to have to focus and develop it. But if you go to the places like Austin, if you see what's going on from the East Coast to the West Coast, and in some hidden gems like Lincoln, Nebraska, the Haymarket. Wow, what a cool place. The Haymarket was nothing that anybody would write home about. Now you got people from all over the country saying, that's interesting. And Lincoln now is being ranked at the top when it talks about best places to live.
What's the A market?
Hay, Hay, Hay,
sorry,
the Haymarket.
French accent. Okay.
The
I
Haymarket.
can't hear the H.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is this?
It's
special?
The Haymarket is it's offices, it's coffee shops, it's beer, it's food near the downtown area where the Lincoln, Nebraska, and the Huskers play basketball and football. So you've got that mix of college feel and also business environment coming together. They've done a very good job, and there's a lot of those places springing up all over the United States. A lot of them in the Midwest, and so we're bringing some of the best developers from around the world to help us shape our plan.
Now
Awesome news.
you're just coming off your role as the county commissioner, right? Your term limit was up, I think, in 2014. Tell me a little bit about how your role as county commissioner helped prepare you for this role as the Tampa Innovation Alliance.
Yeah, it was a perfect transition. I mean, I came in thinking I'm tired of seeing Tampa Bay being that place where we only market ourselves as a place for vacationers, retirees. But if you're young, vibrant, sharp, smart, wanting to do something really great, you want to change the world, well, then you got to go to San Francisco, Silicon Valley. Why can't the best and brightest stay here? And it's also frustrating me to go to the Midwest and see awesome places in the Midwest, and they're doing all these things. I mentioned the Haymarket. Go downtown Indianapolis. Look at the transformation of Indianapolis. It's awesome. So it's happening all over the country. But for whatever reason, what I was hearing is, this area, you just can't do it. That's bull. So, I found that my focus of trying to, make this place a really vibrant place to live, an exciting place to be with fun young people. As I was leaving my job as a commissioner, I'm like, what could I possibly do that would give me that opportunity? And that's when I got the phone call. It was amazing how it worked out. So I was really just kind of felt like, wow, I got that tap on the shoulder to do something that I could only have dreamt of, which is to build an innovation district, a vibrant place right here. And the partners are here, the resources are here. Like I said, it's a gold mine. I look over there and think this is the place you want to be. And what's really exciting is I can't keep up with my phone calls, the email messages, all the social media where people are saying, I want to learn more, I want to join. You can go to tampainnovation.com and get information about our organization. You can join online, but we're just, we're scrambling to keep up with all the folks that are saying, we want to learn more, we want to understand what this is, and we're careful not to try to, we don't have a lot to show at this time because we're just shaping up, and we don't want to jump in with the plan. I mean, Mr. Vinnick took 5 years to build out his concept, his vision plan. So we're going to take some time to get it right, but at the same time, I'm not going to hold back, and we're going to push hard because our goal and objective is to see this. I want you to be able to enjoy it. I want Rob and others to be able, Jamie, I want you to enjoy it. Everybody in this room, the Elevate folks, I want Kosh to put his headquarters, Elevate headquarters right there.
Right there in the middle.
Yeah, right in the middle.
One of the things we talked about, too, is how you make sure that the youth stays in that environment. But I think, as you plug into the future of the overall area, I think it's great to have the plan. We've talked about that in the past. But it has to be flexible. You have to have the framework where you have to have certain key things that are sort of the anchors. But everything else in between is very flexible because, again, you're not dictating to the development to community or to the residential developer, the commercial developer. But it really does take sort of a critical mass. I said that a couple of times because you have to have enough people living there that support the retail and the restaurants and the wine bars and all the great little places that you want to walk to, that you want to live in. And I think that that's going to take that critical mass. But I think it takes a vision and then someone to stick a plan in place. But it's very fluid. So although drawings are hard-lined and although renderings are perfect, you're really talking about an overall plan and a vision.
Some great information. We got about a minute left, but real quick, Mark, what type of who are you looking for in the Tampa Innovation Alliance right now? What roles do you currently need to fill?
I look for people like Rob. I mean, I'm just looking for people who know how to build, want to build. I'm looking for young people. I'm looking for people. I mean, this is a movement. This is going to happen not because of a planner, but because young people got involved. So if you're from USF, you're UT, you're a student, you want to change the world, join the Innovation Alliance.
Sounds like a great opportunity here, and you can learn more over at tampainnovation.com. Mark, thank you very much for coming in the studio today. Great information.
A blast. Thank you.
Also, Rob, thank you very much for coming in and chiming in also with us and telling us all about Baker Barrios, the architectural firm. Learn more about them over at bakerbarrios.com. Thank you both, gentlemen. If you're just tuning in, you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. And again, you'll find me here weekdays at 8 a.m. on 1250 WHNZ. Have a great day, everybody.